Hello and welcome back to the next stage of customizing our Shopify store. So now we're going to move into looking a bit more at how we customize the look and feel of the store. So we're going to go back here on our online store theme section and just click on Customize. If you remember, the store is still password protected, so nobody is actually seeing what we're doing as yet because they'll just be seeing a message coming up and the store is locked. So as you can see, the shop front is actually divided into sections, which are all sort of interchangeable, depending on what products you want to show on the homepage. You can see there's an example of featured collections. It really depends on what your products are going to be. You can have a main image here, and you can have a slider as well. And then obviously we've got some quick links at the bottom. Got a little bit where you can talk about your business. Sort of this is in the footer section. And also, if you want people to subscribe to a newsletter, you can obviously have this little box here for them to put their email address in. When you get to a more advanced stage with your store, you can actually have a plugin that creates a nice pop-up for people to put in their details, as opposed to just this little option here. But for now, we're just getting started, so we'll just go with what Shopify gives us for free within this theme. So we've got the sections here, and obviously if we go back up here, so you can see we've got the header section, and then an image with text overlay, and then our featured collections, etc., etc., and it's all customizable. We can also add sections here. So for example, in my store, I have a collection on show, which is the £10 and under section, so all the products that cost less than £10 are in that particular section. So you can play around with this at your own leisure. So let's go back up. Now, what I do notice is that in my header, because I don't have a logo as yet, in my header, that doesn't look that great. The best kitchen's tough. So if I don't want to get a logo done just yet, then I want to maybe change how that looks. So if I just go into header here, and then it's got the settings of the header section. And I think, okay, well, I haven't got an image yet. I mean, I could explore a free image here, or, I could just leave it for now and then get my logo sorted out in a little while. So I'm just going to center it for the moment, because then at least it says the best kitchen stuff. So at least it looks a little bit more legible. So obviously, if I've got a logo there, I can customize the size of the logo. I'm not going to edit the menu as yet because I don't have anything other to put in there except the whole catalogue. I haven't broken it down into collections as yet. Now, what you see here, this announcement bar, now this is quite interesting, and I do have an announcement bar on my particular store, on my other store. Now, it says homepage only, but I show the announcements here. And what happens is you get this popping up. And you don't need to add it straight away, but it is just worth having something on there for future reference. And so if I've got my latest discount code, I will actually have that there. So I've got worldwide free shipping for now, but it's nice to have something there. It's nice to have a discount code, or if you want to say, order now for Christmas delivery or whatever, if you want to put something there, bring an announcement to somebody's attention, then I would definitely do that. Obviously, you can put a link in there as well if you want, but that's fine. So we've got our bar. If you don't want to have the announcement bar, you can just leave it like that. Okay, so we're not having a logo at the moment, but what you must always do when you've made any changes, obviously click Save. Okay, it's just saving those changes. Okay, so now we're done. It will tell you if it's not done because it will come up with a message saying, do you want to leave the page without saving your changes? So here we've got an image here that we want to make our main image. Now, it may be that you have subscriptions to other stock libraries and you might want to use one of those. There are lots of free websites that you can find images such as Pexels and Pixabay and Unsplash, for example, where you can get free images. Shopify also has its own library called Burst, where you get free images as well. So just for now, we're just going to see what we've got. So let's go here. Let's select an image. Now, obviously, I don't have anything in my library. I can upload an image if I do have a stock library, or some images of my own that I might want to use. So we'll go into free images, and it gives you this these different options here. Obviously, if you're starting a pet store, you've got some nice pet pictures. Not sure if there's anything for kitchens. That's tech. Okay, home and furniture may well have, but what I'm going to do to make it easier, I'm just going to go kitchen. Okay, so then I can just decide what image I would like. Obviously, there's quite a lot. You can go down, 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 down. And then if you think, there's nothing I like really there, you can go further down. And it will say, it'll just keep loading the images until you kind of pretty much decide, okay, that's great. I'm going to have a certain one. So I've just got to pick an image, because remember, I'm selling sort of kitchen gadgets and tools. I don't want anything like that. So maybe I'll just go for an image of a nice kitchen, not kitchen buckets or mops, which would be very interesting, wouldn't it? So I'll just pick a nice image here, for example. There you go. So that's not necessarily the one that I'm going to stick with, but I think that looks quite nice. So I said I'm going to select that one. Now, obviously, it doesn't give the full image because it's and it does look. Obviously, it's slightly cut off, but that's because obviously the image is more of a portrait image than a landscape one here. But that's fine. If we wanted to change it, we could just say, oh, I don't like the look of that one, and go into change, and it will just give you another option. And then obviously we do want it to be a full width image, of course. Text size, happy to have large, but I don't want image with text overlays, so I do want to put something else here, of course. Welcome to the best kitchen stuff. Now, might be a little bit long. So if I just say the best kitchen stuff. There we go. That looks better. The best kitchen stuff. Okay, so then we can just put a little description under here. Now, you might not want to have any description at all, but it's quite nice to put this in. So let's have a think. So if we take that out, then you see obviously there won't be any text in there at all. So I will say winning kitchen gadgets products to make life easier. Don't like the word winning. We can get very pedantic here, can't we? Smartest kitchen products to make life easier. Okay, so, and we might actually then just want a button label here. So let's just say we want to say shop now. And then it's going to be, I think it'll just go to all products. There we go. So there you go. So, I mean, it may well be that we want to refine that a little bit, but for now, if we just put shop now, and then that link will automatically go to all products. So we've got our first image in there, which I feel quite happy with actually. And so I'm just going to click save. And that is done. So let's go here. The featured collection. Now, for now, we're not going to put a featured collection on just for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide that for now. So as you can see, then it disappears. So then I think, okay, I might just put a nice image here. Now, it may well be sort of an image that I'm going to be selling, might just be something enticing. So let's have a little look. Again, I will have to explore some free images. See if it comes up with anything when I say kitchen gadgets. Here we go. And I think, oh, okay, there's some things that look quite interesting here. Let's just say, let's go for this one here because I quite like that one. Okay, so I'm going to go select. I quite like that one. Okay, the image alignment, I want it on the left here. And then the heading. This may well be. Now, bearing in mind that I will, when I import the products into my store and the images and descriptions, it may well be that I have a specific image for this particular product that I want to use anyway. But for now, because this is just on my homepage, I can just use this particular image because I'm planning on finding this kind of this great tomato slicer when I start looking for products to sell. So I can say slice the perfect tomato. Slice the perfect tomato. And then I can just go, never worry about oddly sliced tomatoes or oddly, let's have a look, shaped tomato slices on the plate again. With amazing, oops, let's done that, with our amazing little gadget. Okay, I don't need to do that. Okay, so now again, if I want to put a button label here, I can. If I've got the link to that particular product, I can say, just click here. Now it will be a particular product. I don't have, at the moment it's all products, but what would happen is it would come up with different products and I could actually then link to that specific product. So, yeah, so that's fine. And people can then go straight to that particular product. So what I want to do again is save. And then it's just saving this. Okay, and that is all done. So I've got my my header, I've got my main, sort of top image there, and then I've got an interesting little image there. Now I can also, if I don't want a slideshow at the bottom, then I can also hide that. But what I can do is just go in and say, okay, I'm going to pick some images. So let's have a look. I can adapt the height of the images as well, but let's just find some images because obviously I haven't got any of my own yet. I'm going to leave the settings as they are here. And it says change slides every 5 seconds. I can make that higher or lower. So let's just go for the first image. Again, I'm just going to go for some kitchen images. I've already got my tomato slicer. Let's just have a little look. Some nice foodie images here as well. So let's select that one. I think it's not a gadgety one, but it looks quite tasty. Okay. Okay, so that's my first image slide. I want to just put, so remember you can be as free as you like with what you put here. the best kitchen stuff. You know, you can put button labels on here as well for people to shop from here also. So best kitchen stuff, meal times made simpler with our fantastic gadgets. Oops, I spelled gadgets correctly. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another image now. Okay, so I'm going to add another image because obviously this is, I don't just want one on my slider. So let's go back, let's find another image, kitchen gadgets this time. Let's see what it comes up with. So we've had our nice tomato slicer. Let's see what else is in there. Now, bearing in mind, I might not like any of these anyway, so I may go looking for alternatives, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. I don't know what some of these are, I have to say, but I will pick that one. I'm not quite sure it goes with my theme so well. So, or maybe I'll just pick this one here of this little boy doing some slicing because I quite like that. Because then it kind of gives the, you know, the impression that that what I sell as well is great for children to learn cooking. So again, I can say the best kitchen stuff. I can say getting your kids involved. Oops, spell that right. Is getting your kids involved safely. I was going to say, but then I've decided to change it to, let's have a think, developing the chefs of tomorrow. There we go. Then again, I can put a button label in there, but I'm quite happy with that. I've got sliced perfect tomato. I've got another image in here. I think I've got one there which needs to be added. Okay, so the changes are saved here. I go back here, I've got one here that I just want to change here. So this is my middle slide here. So I've got one there and one here. Let's just find an image for my middle part of the slide. Kitchen tools, see what it comes up with now. Okay, I quite like some of these interesting looking gadgets. So I'm just going to pick one of these. Let's just have a little look. Let's just pick that because I quite like that image. Okay, so I'm happy with that particular brand image. So I'll just select that. So I have that one. And then I'm just going to put some text here. Image slide. So again, as I keep putting the best kitchen stuff, helping you to love your kitchen life. Of your kitchen life. Okay, now obviously that sounds a bit corny, but that's okay. That's okay for now. So let's just save that. In fact, we'll just check and see what we've got. So the best kitchen stuff, helping you to love your kitchen life. Mealtimes made simpler with our fantastic gadgets. So let's just save all of that. So there, that's all saved. Now, all we want to do is just, and bearing in mind, you can add another image as well, but I wouldn't have thought you want more than 3 really. So we've done all of these parts here. Let's just look at the footer quickly. Now, what I would say is you might want to show the payment icons here. If you notice there, then people can see what they can pay in. You can change the color, the background color of your site. You might want it to look nice and clean. I do like that kind of white background. You can obviously change the color of the text. Obviously, if I decide that I want it to be more blue, then all of the text will come out blue, obviously, and there you go. So I'll say, okay, I'm happy to leave that blue. And then also you can talk about your business here. So you can put some text here. So if we just go to this little area here, so this is just looking at the colors in the footer, remember? So I can just say about the best. Might be a little bit long. So let's just say the best kitchen stuff. Then you can just put a little bit of detail in here. A UK-based kitchen gadget store. We ship worldwide and offer promotions every month or something, whatever you might want to say. Okay, so we might want to add something else here, but we're just going to leave it as it is, because remember, we're just trying to keep this as simple as possible. So for now, I want to keep this background white. I've changed it to blue text instead of the dark text here. And then I'm going to click save. Obviously, if I want to change the color of the text anywhere else, I need to go in that specific section. Okay, so those are those main sections that are now done. Now, if you look here, so let's just go back to the main part, so this of the home page to the top. So if you go to this button here, it says home page. We can then look at our different pages. So for example, if we go to our password page, we can see what it says. So this is our title that we put here, exciting new kitchen store coming soon. Be the first to know when we launch. We can customize this here or remove that. Remove that. But anyway, people can put their email address in there, etc. So we don't need to put anything else in here at all. So password page, then we can go to, obviously nobody's got the password, so they can't enter there. And then the collection pages. Now we haven't got any collections as yet, so we don't need to worry about that right now because we're going to be setting that up again soon. The same with the collections list. We don't have any collections yet. We also don't have any blogs, any blog pages. If we just go down to the cart here, so what we can do is we can actually customize the look of the cart. Now, I would suggest that you don't make it too complicated. So now we've saved all that. If you go back to the home page here, we're going to dive a little bit deeper here and look at how we can go into the settings of each of these sections. And bearing in mind, you can play around with this really as much as you like after we've done this. So you can basically say, okay, I want to change the colors. Maybe you've got a specific kind of color set in mind for your brand. So all the different elements, you know, the headings, the links, you can change your button colors. Obviously, my primary buttons are that color. I can change my primary buttons if I think, well, actually, you know, I'd prefer maybe a little sort of an orangey color or a brownie sort of color. That's what I can do. So I can do that. You know, obviously, every time I make a change, it's best to, you know, click save. So there you go. So I've changed my button is interchangeable colors. And then there are lots of different areas that you can customize here. But I would actually recommend you just keep this as simple as possible, especially when you're starting out. You want to give it a nice, clean look. You don't necessarily want to make it look too cluttered or too fancy. The cleanest kind of tidiest websites often, function the best in terms of the shopping experience for the customer. So yeah, so if you make any little changes here to any colors, you can also change the fonts. Obviously, you can change the size of the fonts there. There's a search button here. I think it's enabled there already. And you've also got your social media links. So you can actually, put an image here. So when people share the link on social media, it's kind of like a little thumbnail. You can also put your social accounts as soon as you set up your relevant account. So say for this, I would definitely be setting up a Facebook and Pinterest in particular, and Instagram accounts. Those would be probably my most favorite ones that I would set up for this kind of store. And then give people the option there. They can share it on Facebook and Twitter and so on. And then if you have your own particular accounts for your store, then people can click on these links and it'll take them directly to that account on Instagram or wherever it might be. So obviously you can customize all the social sharing aspects as well. A favicon is just has to be a 32 by 32, but that's the little icon that shows up when you click on a particular URL. And here you have your add to cart notifications. Obviously, you want to show the customer that something's been added to their cart, so that's automatically ticked by default. And then you can also change the look and feel of the checkout page. You can put a background image. Now, yes, have your logo, absolutely. You might want to have a different color to the background, which I do on Mercury Girl. I have a kind of a sort of a very palish blue. But I would suggest keeping the checkout looking as uncluttered and as clean as possible, because you want people to have a very good checkout experience. You don't want them to be confused at all. So, don't have a sort of a background image that might, obscure text or might make it difficult for people to have a sort of a hassle-free checkout experience. So, but you can play around with these. You can change the colors and customize it as you wish. And, you can always change it back if you don't particularly like it. So we've done all of that. We haven't made any more changes. So we're not changing the style of the theme, so we can leave it at that. If you had made changes, then obviously click on Save. And here you can see the various pages. So the password page is, as we said, we said be the first to know when we launch. Exciting new kitchen store coming soon. Obviously, people won't have the password, so they can't enter. We haven't got any collections as yet. But of course, for me, the types of collections I may well do could be, ranging from, it could be, sort of food preparation gadgets. It might be kitchen storage. It might be, sort of blenders or whatever. So, I may basically have different kinds of product collections, and that's where I'd put them here. And then people can obviously sort them how they wish. So we haven't set up those collections yet, but that's okay. We haven't got a blog, of course. And then just showing our cart page at the moment is obviously very straightforward. So, of course, it looks at the moment there isn't a lot going on there. But, of course, you're just getting the fundamentals in place. And that is pretty much it for this section. So as long as you've saved everything, you can go back to the start. And here we are back where we started. So thanks very much for watching. If you got this far, well done. You can see here I've got my little quick snapshot of what it looks like. If you're feeling brave, you can even view your store here, and it'll show you what somebody would be seeing. So at the moment, as you can see, it's looking quite cool. Obviously, with no products yet, but that's going to be coming shortly. So thanks very much for watching. Well done for getting this far, and I will see you on the next video.